The mall hosting a gaming tournament. Gaming's biggest stars all playing the NFL game Madden 19, competing for a chance at hundreds of thousands of dollars in this year's championship tournament.
I just seen people just running out of there, screaming, pushing each other.
The sounds from the barrage of gunfire captured on this live stream from the event. A red dot, presumed to be from a laser, can be seen on one of the players' chests.
Pop, 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 like it didn't stop, like it was
like
just
semi-automatic.
Yeah, it was like an automatic or something, because all you heard was just gunshots.
I seen somebody's body on the ground. I seen a kid with blood all over his clothes, people with blood on their shoes.
Marquise Williams and Taylor Poindexter were ordering pizza at the bar when the shooting broke out. Taylor sprained her ankle trying to get out in the chaos.
From what I could tell, because of the way his hands were positioned, he was aiming at somebody intentionally.
And then just basically walking back, just popping off shots.
One player shared his experience on Twitter, writing, "I'm good, got hit twice, lower body. One went through, the other was lodged." Police say at least 3 people are dead, including the shooter, identified by authorities as 24-year-old David Katz, reportedly traveling from his home in Baltimore for the tournament, where witnesses say he lost early.
And he lost over a Madden game, and he came out. It was a Caucasian white dude. He was nerdy looking. They said he got mad, went into his car, and just came back and shot everybody.
Eventually, Katz dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We have got to change. We've got to really stop and say to ourselves, there's something wrong. I mean, why are young men willing to give up their life, or why don't they value somebody else's life?
He's not here to make friends.
The suspect, who went by the name Bread during games, was a hardcore Madden gamer, regularly competing in big money tournaments and even facing off against real-life NFL stars.
I don't think of myself as a 7 seed. I think personally I'm one of the better players, and I like to let my game prove that.
This picture from last year was taken after winning one such tournament. His reasons for causing so much violence still unknown this morning.
And anyone watching, I say this: pray for Jacksonville as we deal with this senseless tragedy.
Now, in addition to those who were killed, 11 others were hospitalized. We know this morning that at least 5 of those patients have been released. Just one of them is still in serious condition. The others have all been upgraded to good condition, which is certainly a ray of sunshine on this rainy day here in Jacksonville.
Giving you another video. This one a different type of video. You know what I mean? It's all good to laugh, joke, and have fun, as we always like to do, play games, what have you. But when something tragic or serious or both happens in our community, gaming community, we got to discuss it. And of course, I'm talking about the mass horrible shooting at the recent Madden 19 tournament in Jacksonville, Florida. First of all, we got to start off by saying my prayers and condolences goes out to everyone affected. Everyone at the venue, everyone affected by this, you know what I'm saying, the parents who lost, you know, their children, you know what I'm saying, the people who lost their friends, etc., etc. I mean, only thing I can do is send love your way, you know what I mean, send prayers your way. But let me get my thoughts on it, and let's actually discuss it as a family, because, you know what I'm saying, the gaming community, it is a family. And I had like a lot of my friends, just like people from work, whatever the case may be, contact me like, are you all right? What, you in Jacksonville? Because they know I go to tournaments myself. I don't necessarily go to Madden tournaments, but like I said, if you're into gaming, it's going to affect you regardless, because, you know, we are all a community. We are all a brotherhood, a sisterhood, whatever the case may be. We look out for each other, you know what I mean? I have lots of friends in Jacksonville who plays games, lots of friends in Florida, period, and everyone's, you know, sending tweets, make sure everyone's okay. So just because you're in one game doesn't mean you don't delve into other games. So, I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. I'm not going to go too deep on it, but I do want to address something. Because a lot of people are now, like, they're afraid to, like, let their kids go to gaming tournaments or things like this. Let me just say, this isn't, like, the norm for esports. I think this is, like, the first major heinous act like this in the last, 20 years? I could be wrong. You can fact check me. That's perfectly fine. But, you know what I mean? This isn't a normal thing. And people may not know this, but gamers, myself, you know what I mean? We go through things like an athlete will go through. Mental strengthening, you know what I mean? We go through stress with a loss. We go through times of depression. We go through times of feeling alone. We go through times of anger, you know what I mean? Things like this. But as a community, we come together and we give each other love, you know what I mean? There's plenty of times I've lost, got pissed, and then on the drive home, we talking about, hey, yo, what happened? Okay, you could have tried to do this next time. You know what I mean? Then it becomes a brotherhood. You might end up like talking to the person who beat you, like, yo, train with me next time. I got to do better. You know what I mean? So, all in all, it is a brotherhood. And like I said, for everyone who I guess feels afraid now, like, oh, I'm not gonna let, you know what I'm saying, my kids go to any more tournaments or whatever the case may be, or like you're blaming the organizers or whatever the case may be. I can understand where you're coming from with that. Okay, they should have had proper security or whatever, what have you. But it's like we're getting to a dangerous time at this point, because we don't want, you know, it to get to a point where it's like what do you want us to do? I've organized tournaments myself before, but what do you want us to do at this point? Do we have to have like metal detectors in like gaming tournaments? You know what I mean? It's just, it gets to a point where it's like we have to come together as a community, and people outside of the community just giving love whenever you can. Because I've seen a lot of people lose, you know, at tournaments and then go on to Twitter and, yo, I want to kill myself, or F everything, blah, 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 blah. And we just, you know, we check up on it, we make sure it's okay. He just breathe for the moment. But we never really know how a person is feeling. So that's why giving motivation, giving love, making sure they're all right. You good, bro? Sometimes you good, bro, will go a long way. And I was reading some stuff about the shooting, and one of the survivors is going to be suing the game itself, the event, the organizers, because they, you know, like I said, didn't have to make it a safe place, or according to them. And like I said, with that being said, okay, the act happened. I understand that. You know what I mean? But I will say, I don't think anyone could have predicted. So I mean, obviously, no one could predict something like that happen. But you know what I mean? I think they were saying also when he was losing, he wasn't talking much. And we're taught, well, it's like an unwritten rule. You know, if you beat a person, you know, show your proper showmanship, shake their hand, give them a fist bump, whatever the case may be. But then you let them vent basically for a little bit. So you never really know what a person is thinking. I'm not sure if people talk to him before the event or leading up to the event or whatever the case may be. Or I heard he had some tweets before about a different killing, I think a school killing or something like this. So and sometimes, like I said, we can view that as trolling, but it's even more important now for us. If we see something as a joke, we have to attack it. Like, oh, I want to kill myself, I want to do this. Obviously, some people would say it in joke, or you just say it in anger. I mean, I've probably said it before. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. But we're gonna have to get to the point where we can't play like this anymore. We can't play with these type of words, because now everyone's on like high alert. You know what I mean? And now it's like, I mean, it's like, okay, a gaming tournament. You know what I'm saying? There's everything from adults to young kids there. So it's like, if we have to get to the point where we're like putting metal detectors in our gaming tournaments, I think it starts to like desensitize us. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of passion, and it's like, oh man, it's like, am I going to court or am I going to a tournament? You know what I mean? Or if you got like cops walking around with their guns out, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, if there was like cops walking around with some of the tournaments I've been in, everyone will probably be like took it out or evaluated, like psychologically or whatever. Because we get angry and we start flipping out. You know, like I've seen people throw things, people like freak, you know what I'm saying? Just like snap or whatever the case may be. So it's like a thin line between it. And then we don't want to see like little kids just like seeing cops walking around with guns. And it's like, sometimes just having police there, or sometimes just having like metal detectors there, it feels like it's not a safe environment. Because if it's a safe environment, it's like, I don't need these things. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's the adverse effect. Well, someone might see a police officer, and I'm using extreme examples, but someone might see a police officer and think protection. Someone might see a police officer and think, oh man, why are there police here? I got to be wary now. You know what I mean? So it's so many factors and so many elements of this, and I say for us to, you know what I mean, find a solution with this, or to I guess somehow try to cope with this or learn from this is what I'm basically trying to say. We need to give each other love. You know what I'm saying? The gaming community is one of the best communities you could ever be a part of. Everyone's played a game in their life. I don't care if it's on your phone. I don't care if you play thumb war. You know what I'm saying? Arm wrestle. You played a game at some point in your life, and that's always a trigger word. Like if you meet somebody new, or like when you're in the game community, or what game you play, or what game you play. It's like you know what I mean? Like, it's such a loving community. We accept people of all race, all genders. It's never something like, oh, look at this black guy is really good. It's just, this guy is good. You know what I'm saying? This person is good. We treat each other as equals. But I think we owe it to ourselves, you know what I'm saying, to send someone love. If you see someone get angry at the match, let them vent for a little bit, but then talk to them. Like, you all right, man? That was crazy. That, you know what I mean? So I think it's just more so of us coming together more. We don't want them to try to switch the narrative on us, like, oh, gaming tournaments are dangerous now. We have to, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the case. It's definitely not the case. Like I said, my prayers goes out to everyone involved in this, but I do strongly and firmly believe that with love we can overcome this. We've overcome a lot in the gaming tournament. We've grown so much, you know what I mean? Like I said, even though Madden is not a game I specifically play tournament wise, you know what I mean? If I talk to someone, they say I play Madden, I tell them about the games I play, and it's instantly a friend, you know what I'm saying? And eventually becomes a brother. Some of the closest friends and people, that I know have come from gaming. Gaming has literally changed my life, as I'm sure it's done to many other people who's in this community, you know what I'm saying, the gaming community, esports, or whatever the case may be. So I just want to say, we got to give love on this topic. We got to give love to each other. You know what I mean? We don't want to get to a point where it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like we're just desensitizing each other and then this becomes the norm. This is not the norm, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Give each other love, man. Watch how we're saying certain things when we're in these tournaments and doing these things. You see, I have to put the suit on because this is serious business, man. This is serious. I take it seriously. I have a son, and sometimes he goes to tournaments, and I don't want to be thinking like, dang, you're not safe at the tournament. Like, you know what I mean? Like, So I just want to spread some love, man. You guys, any shares to this video, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just need to hear it, or sometimes people just need to think outside the box a little bit. Regardless of all that, appreciate my people, appreciate my community, appreciate everyone who does give love. You know what I'm saying? Keep on doing it. I appreciate all the people I've met through gaming. I appreciate the developers. Like, it's such a big freaking family, man. And we don't want to get that family tarnished. So I want to say thank you guys for listening. I'm ReggieSova.
Together, what are we? We Dreamcatchers. We fight the fight cause we Dreamcatchers. We Dreamcatchers. We own the night cause we Dreamcatchers. Yeah. Dream forever. Dream so big we gotta dream together. Cause I believe in me and you believe in you. But if you believe